If you're a creator like me, then you probably struggle with this. Now, before you swipe away and say, I am not a creator, remember that we're all creators working in different industries and using different mediums. What I want to talk about today is overconsumption and how we can switch from consuming to creating. Notice that every time I want to start a new project or a new task, I have this need to learn or to relearn, which is not a bad thing in itself, but it creates what I'm calling problem number one, the learning loop. Sometimes we stay on YouTube for 5 hours in a day learning one skill and we'll never spend time implementing that skill, or we'll spend 10 months learning one thing over and over again. We know that we're ready to launch, but we never launch because we're stuck in the learning loop. Now, I had to come up with a strategy for this. I don't follow more than three creators per skill or per subject that I'm learning. Now, if I'm trying to brush up my screenwriting skills, I know that I'm not following more than three creators. I might follow one creator because I like their perspective on dialogue. I might follow another creator because I like how they teach plotting. And I might follow another creator because I like how they talk about characters or the theory of film or maybe set design, lights, and all. Although I'm more of a screenwriter, I feel like learning about other aspects of film helps in the writing process. You don't have to be on all the platforms. Some of them mirror each other. And if you're creating content, let's say you're creating content on YouTube, you're creating content on TikTok, you're creating content on Instagram, you're creating content on Facebook, you're going to burn out. You have to learn how to repurpose your content. Now, I'm guilty of this. I am on almost all the platforms, but I don't actively create content on all of them. So for my writing, a lot of my nonfiction or my journal style writing or just my raw organic writing goes to my Substack. I have a newsletter. I send it on my Substack. People get it in their mailbox and they read it. Then I create content for my YouTube, my Instagram. My TikTok is for fun. I used to create content for TikTok too, but now I just repurpose my content from my Instagram to my TikTok. My TikTok is more for the things I enjoy or for the silly, goofy things I enjoy to talk about or do. I don't have to seriously think of creating content for that platform. I end up consuming a lot of content there, but now I am learning to allocate time in the day where I'm consuming content and then I remind myself, oh, I have this thing to do, and I move on to the next thing I'm supposed to do. One of my main problems with overconsumption is that I notice that it burns me out mentally, it drains me. And there's this dopamine that we get from watching funny TikToks, watching funny reels. You know, you share to your friends, you laugh, you talk about it, then you share more, and they share more to you, and you're just in that loop. It gets draining. At the end of the day, you question yourself, you question what you've done with yourself. And I know that, yes, you can't spend every moment of your life creating, but shouldn't you spend more time creating than consuming? Because those people's content that you're consuming, they are creating. You're giving them your time. And what are they getting in return? And if you think about it, that is the highest currency in the world. Time is the highest currency in the world. You can never get your time back. So I think it should be an exchange. I think as much as you consume, you should create even more. The world deserves to see your talents, your gifts. The world deserves to hear your perspectives, your opinions, your ideals, your values. So spend more time sharing those things than taking in what other people have to say.